Ladies and gents, we've done a lot of small maps, and they have been brutal for players to play. Just horrible in so many different ways, but players have done it for me, or maybe for themselves. But this is maybe the craziest. This is Regicide Fortress, a map where you start with walls, a castle, towers, and then a king. And if you lose the king, you're dead. So it's kind of a big deal. Now, shout out to T-West. T-West helped with the maps, and you can tell that he scripted it in a way where it would be safe for the kings. Because I was worried a king would just be underneath the castle. But yeah, we've got Byzantines, Bohemians. I like how they're thinking about all these bonuses that could potentially come into play. And then they look at this and they're just like, huh? Here we go. 2 pro players here. Capuch in the red from Argentina. He's a big fighter. The first time these guys played, Capuch was Vil fighting like a madman. I actually forgot to put the villager boxing mod on. Which is unfortunate, but I don't think we're going to see villagers boxing here. What do you even do here, actually? MBL's gold is here behind the castle. It almost looks like it's in the castle. Here, there's stone. Capuch would have to delete a house and take his berries to take that. There's relics on the map. There's a neutral gold. This actually looks really nice. The relic on the hill surrounded by gold. I think you could do one of 2 things. You try and fast Imperial, which is going to take forever. Or you go fast Feudal into Fletching. And just, okay, hear me out. You already start with the barracks. Now, I don't know, because I don't have range mod on, because I think it's one of the ugliest additions to our game ever. I don't know if after Fletching, this castle would hit this castle, but if it did... Could you go Feudal Age into archers and toss archers into the castle? Is that a strat? Maybe it's a strat. I don't know. MBL lost his gate, by the way. MBL did not choose to use his castle to shoot down Capuch's gate. I don't know what Capuch is going to do with that gate being down. But that is just Capuch. Like, he's like, oh, what can I kill? Oh, big intense face. And MBL's just chilling. So yeah, I think fast feudal into archers. I think fast castle into rams and units in out of your castle could be good. And actually, what might be really good for MBL here is the Hussite wagon. MBL just shot his boar with his TC! It was so weak! Oh, God. Master Boar Lamer just lamed himself. It was on 1 HP, MBL. Oh, no. He needed 1 more hit. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Well, advantage Capuch. I prefer Capuch's gold spot. And I also prefer Capuch's situation with wood, actually, because of this. So listen. Here's an important thing to clarify, because there's always going to be one person who's like, T90, that wasn't very fair, okay? Well, yeah, and like the sky is blue and gray, and I guess the sky blue, like water's wet. Like, yeah, it's sometimes we try our best, okay? But this isn't normal, right? This isn't what the game was meant to be. Whoa, look how fast the king, oh, I'm speeding up. Oh, God. MBL is using his king to block the scout from Capuch. I guess it was catching up to live time, and I just saw the king moving around. Apologies, the emotions are very high for me today. Because I've had a lot of support here upon my return to Twitch. So I'm a little... I've had the caffeine from my coffee, and then I also have the energy of everything else that's happening, and it's been a lot. Let's see what happens. Building space is at a premium here. MBL deleted his barracks. So that is probably so he can build his market and his blacksmith there. He is on gold. It's hard to see, but he is on gold. There's the market. I like how MBL has placed these buildings. You could also place them here, maybe. Capuch also pretty good as well. Capuch is up to Castle Age faster. Now, again, I'm very curious. Do we maybe see Fletching Bodkin? Because if you go for Fletching and Bodkin, you're spending 300 food and 150 gold that could otherwise be used for the Imperial Age. I mean, Capwatch is Byzantines. It's cheaper for him to go imp. It has to be fast imp for him. But then I think MBL should logically think about it and say, I can't win the imp race, so I need to do something else. Yeah, MBL, it took him a while, but he finally clicked with his castle onto a wall. The towers are towering against each other. Should also remind you that Byzantines have more HP on their buildings. Byzantines might be the #1 pick for this. And Capwatch drafted Byzantines very early. I think, though, if MBL made, like, enough wagons, because they're so good underneath Castle Fire, that the Hussite wagon could be pretty strong. He's also on stone, too, so I don't know what MBL is thinking. Actually, what can MBL see? Well, he can see the whole map. Interesting. Interesting. No fletching yet from either player, so that idea, not something they're considering. Oh, actually, Capwatch is Byzantines. He can see even more. All right. The smallest Regicide fortress you've ever seen. This king has 69 HP. Nice. Scout, living a dangerous life here. Living life on the edge. Let's go. 6 stuff there from MBL Scout. Amazing scouting. Such precision from him. He is so good. trying to find positives where I can, right? And Capwatch is on the way to imp. He's got an eco, which is primarily gold. He's even selling food, so he's not planning on using any of that. I don't know, like, it's tough when you're a player, right? But I think MBL's trying to go fast Imperial Age against the Civilization, which fast Imperial Age would probably never work. That's just my thinking on it. There's the Scout. Now, the Scout who is living the dangerous life is now weak. I guess it could be possible for Capwatch to destroy MBL's TC before MBL's an imp, but you would always prioritize the castle, right? Because then if you take out the TC, but then you don't take out the castle, and Trebs are important, could be tricky. And Capwatch can see even more. Being Byzantines, he's building a university, most likely to go for chemistry. I feel as though, you know, I hope that the players are enjoying this as much as I am right now. I've only played a small map one time, and it was actually very fun. I enjoyed it. Because it's immediately like, what's your win condition? There's obviously way less options on what to do. But it's like, you know, like, I always compare Age of Empires 2 to chess. Where, you know, there's so many different potential things you can do. And every different unit has strengths and weaknesses. Now, I'm not a big chess guy, so don't expect me to talk chess with you. But yeah, this is like, I guess, more limited. So maybe it's even closer to a chess game because you can only move so far. Yeah, it's not chess, it's checkers. Okay. Well, first Treb is on the way. MBL's starting to make the wagons. Now, these things don't do that much damage against siege to my knowledge, but they're still really good underneath castles. If any player was going to find a way, it would be MBL. This guy plays 60-second chess all the time. And he consistently tries to just beat people on time. Now, I don't think that's his actual strategy, let's be honest. But when he realizes, oh crap, then he tries to beat people on time, and I've seen it. So, if he plays 60-second chess, he's probably really good on small Age of Empires 2 maps. So let's see what these wagons can do. Here they go. These things don't die to castles. Well, they do. Everything dies to a castle, but... Ooh, Capwatch bringing villagers. Ooh. Okay. Obviously, really important for MBL. Like, MBL's not even an imp yet. He'll be an imp in a couple seconds. He's wedged these little wagons. Wedging Wagons. Great band name. Right underneath the castle. It's working! It's actually working! Most useless unit ever, by the way. The unit's so good, man. It's so good. Oh, but MBL loses his castle. Oh, wow. This just got fascinating. MBL's making a new one. And Capwatch has now made the Treb. But the reason MBL's wagon survived was because they were underneath the castle. So Capwatch has moved his Treb over here. So now the wagons can't go further. And MBL can't make more wagons. Also, kings are out. It is still a Regicide game. Capwatch's king is in his TC. How many of you guys would have forgotten about that? I would have forgotten about it. And I would have thought it was a Vil. And I would send the Vil from the TC to repair the Treb. Only it would not have been the Vil. It would have been the king. Well, it's one Treb versus one Treb. Treb repairs have never been more important. MBL is using his Treb against this Treb and just praying his Treb actually hits. Now, it's interesting that the Bohemian player who can research chemistry and age earlier doesn't have that. Oh, man. This is so interesting. Now, these wagons are slowly going down to the towers. So MBL will lose those. And Capwatch, I think, is in a better position. Well, I know he's in the better position because his castle's not being trebbed down. And he's in a position to take out MBL's castle. Where it gets weird for MBL will be when he loses his castle, he can't make more trebs. Capwatch saved his scout as well inside of the castle, so that could maybe be used in a second. And MBL's now changed his... Oh my god. Wouldn't it be so funny if they both lose all their castles? Repair! MBL's trying to quick wall from the scout in the Imperial Age! What in the world? Capwatch is gonna lose this castle here! Wow, this is so good, man. So well played from both of them. Scout raid. Scout raid. Castle for Capwatch still up. He doesn't have the resources for another Treb. And, okay, so now it's 3 Trebs versus 2. This has just become... You know the end of community games where players are like, oh, crap. I don't want to kill this guy that I fought with for 2 hours, so let's come up with a deal. Like, hey, let's meet in the middle. Let's have a Treb war. You know how many dozens of times that's happened? So, this is that Pro Edition. Where they're just like, okay, whoever wins the Treb war wins the game. There hasn't been an agreement, of course. But that is essentially what this is. Kings are still out there, by the way. Capwatch won't be able to see MBL's king on the other side of the map. Though it's actually so close, dude. That is so close. And I'm just noticing that MBL's repairing his Trebs a lot. And Capwatch isn't really repairing his, but Capwatch just hasn't really been hit. So... It's 2 Trebs versus 3. I mean, you gotta give the advantage to the player that has 3 Trebs. And soon a Bombard Cannon for Capwatch. MBL made a Siege Workshop, but he never got Chemistry, so he can't go for a Bombard Cannon. Is he even trying to buy Chemistry here? I don't know. I'm worried Capwatch isn't repairing, but also it feels like his Trebs never take damage. What's happening here? You got a Scout, a Bombard Cannon, and 3 Trebs against just 2 Trebs. I think this might be it for MBL. Oh, villagers have something to say. What if MBL could somehow kill the king? Oh, Treb needs to stay up. Treb needs to stay up. Cannon's being pushed back by villagers. The common folk are here. The Treb has gone down. MBL, good time to get loomed there, buddy. But I think he may run out of steam here. It was honestly a really nice hold. Oh, it kills the bomber cannon. Then loses the Treb. And Trebs, they're very weird, right? Like, they're inaccurate against individual units. So there's just RNG to it. Sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't. Both players will know that. The exception, of course, is Huns. I think they have like 50% more accuracy or something on their Trebs, which is notable. And then Britons, which have the Werewolf tech. Oh, kill the king, Capwatch, not the Siege Workshop, bro. Kill the king. MBL's bringing the king into the battle. Charge! Oh my god, what? Does he know he's doing this right now? MBL, that's not a scout, bro. Oh, he knows. He's confused Capwatch. The distraction has worked. And MBL calls the GG. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, even if Capwatch loses these trebs, there's still that one cannon. What a fun game. These guys made this game so good. I thought it was going to be so lame when Capwatch was going to be in the Imperial Age faster. The Hussite Wagon edition from MBL was good. That's why I was thinking, like, if you stay in Castle Age and just go for Rams and Hussite Wagons, I think that's actually the better play. I understand why MBL wanted Imperial Age, but with how strong the 3 or 4 Hussite Wagons were, imagine if he just YOLO'd it with 2 to 3 Rams and the Wagons. Capwatch would have had nothing. So on our play all 10 here, we're having these two guys play these maps time and time again. In our play all 10, the score is 1-1, but that was a really nice game. So great stuff. Res collected should be interesting here because MBL had more villagers for a bit. Yeah, so MBL actually collected more resources. I think it's just the cheaper Byzantine Imperial Age, not spending as much on the Imperial Age, which was key there. So, yeah, great stuff.